Hey folks, my name is Jürgen, aka Nerd and Proud of It, and Destiny has brought you to my channel today to talk about FOMO for a bit. FOMO, the fear of missing out. I definitely get hit by it quite often. I always am afraid that I will be missing out on something I really want. I don't know if it's the same for you, let me know in the comments. But I'm using a couple of examples here. Let's start the screen recording. First example I want to use is the Phyrexia All Will Be One Complete Edition bundle. It's a mouthful, but it was a pretty cool bundle. I got one gifted by one of my viewers and I opened it on the channel, and those oil slick foils, they were really fantastic. I honestly like those cards a lot. At a certain point, deep sigh folks, at a certain point people were really FOMOing out over this one. Is that the right, having FOMO not getting this product, maybe that's better. FOMOing out, I don't know if that's the right way to put it, doesn't matter. People wanted it, and it seemed there were not enough on the market, and therefore the prices have gone up. I think at a certain point it was about $150. I know of one particular person that even paid $180 for one of these bundles. The store I chose here is Bazaar of Magic, which is a Dutch retailer, pretty big one of the biggest ones in Europe, I believe. Very nice LGS attached to it. In the area of The Hague, which might be known to you, and it doesn't matter. They have it for $100 at the moment. They regularly offer it for about $90. It was $80 in the beginning, and yeah, that's how it turned out. So even if you think something might not be available down the road, it often is. And I know sometimes with Magic the Gathering it's not, because they short print it and they want to keep you on your toes. They want to feed that FOMO. They want you to think, oh, this might not be available later, let's get it. Like with the Lord of the Rings collector boxes now, which are still around let's say $500. I see them for $600. Here on Games Island I think they are $590. Other collector boxes, some of them actually hold value pretty well, some of them do not. But yeah, I remember when this came out, Dungeons and Dragons, I'm a big fan, and I think I talked about it on the channel. I bought one box because I wanted to open it, wanted to experience the product. That was before all the 30th anniversary shenanigans and me not supporting Wizards of the Coast anymore with buying new product. But yeah, sometimes you have to enjoy the game, and that was one of those moments like a couple of years ago. I think it's like 2 years ago, like 2021, right? 2022? I don't know. Maybe beginning of 2022. Doesn't matter. It's around $120 at the moment, and I think I even got a good deal when it was $170. Even the collector boxes can be priced very, very low. And I think it's very important to know, if you look at the other stuff here, that some products, yeah, we all talked about March of the Machine, the Aftermath, which went down to $55 at a certain point. You got the Streets of New Capenna for about $92, a draft booster box. Cheapest one is Zendika Rising for about $88. That is the cheapest price here in Europe, I believe, on an official retailer site, not Card Market, not TCG player prices, but in general. Zendika even has box toppers, so yeah, that's a good one. I think that one might go up in price, but that's not really the discussion. The point is, sometimes you think stuff will be very expensive. I personally thought Zendika Rising would be more and more expensive than it was when it came out, because of the pathways in it, because of the good box toppers, because of some good cards. But apparently they printed a lot of it. Same goes for some of the collector boxes. Let's get it back to the... I wanted to go back. Why is it not going back to the site I actually wanted to go back to? Oh yeah, here we are. If you look at some other stuff as well, where FOMO hit hard, of course Lord of the Rings is a very, very good example at the moment, but I think... Oh yeah, Commander Legends here. That's a good example. That box was up to 150, 180 at a certain point. It's still available. It's still on stock, and a lot of it. And currently it's around 120 bucks. March of the Machine, and oh yeah, Dominaria Remastered. It was 180 bucks for that draft booster box as well, and now it's 140. Yeah, the March of the Machine Aftermath collector booster boxes. Yeah, we just saw the Dungeons and Dragons for a low price. Stuff like Kamigawa holding up well, and Dominaria Remastered collector booster boxes holding up well. Double Masters actually was a little more expensive. I think the draft booster boxes still available. But yeah, look at Core 21 holding up well, and of course some other stuff. Folks, my point being, switching back to the normal view here, don't get hit by FOMO. And I know some products come out and they are short printed and then you don't get them anymore. But now with Lord of the Rings, or even if you go back to the Phyrexia bundle, which still should be on all of our minds, as it is not that long ago, I think it's very clear that it can definitely go both ways. Sometimes you get stuff a lot cheaper if you wait a little longer. So if you don't absolutely need something, maybe it's a good idea to wait a bit. I think that whole FOMO creation by Wizards of the Coast, who are doing this just to, of course, make the most amount of money they can make, and then move on to the next product. On the day of release of Lord of the Rings, I already saw pre-ordered for Commander Masters. It was crazy. I don't get it. Moving on to every product that comes out with the fear of missing out is not a good approach, in my humble opinion. I don't know what you think. I think the current Magic the Gathering flow is something we complained a lot about. We're back to a release every couple of weeks, and that was not the case when we were complaining. They turned or tuned down the release schedule at least a bit. It seemed. I don't know why I say seems twice today. When I'm talking about the past. Maybe I'm caught up in the thought that I still think it is like that, not only in the past. Doesn't matter. What do you think? It's back to the normal release schedule, in my opinion. So it's not tuned down anymore. And even it was like for a couple of months, maybe after the 30th anniversary edition. FOMO is not necessary. The products are out there. If it's a product they want to sell a lot of, like with Lord of the Rings now, they will print a lot of it. If it's a good collector box, they will print a lot of it because they want to sell something. And then occasionally, like with a Kamigawa box, which has the neon ink cards in it, of course, the prices stay high. But generally, as you saw with Dungeons and Dragons, as you saw with March of the Machine, as you saw with Theros in the past, as you saw with some other collector boxes, it's the prices are going down pretty shortly after release, if the FOMO dies down. And once the FOMO dies down, and once we're moving on to the next product, Phyrexia is the best example, I think. Yeah, it's crazy to me. I don't get it, but yeah, maybe I don't have to get it. I don't know. Maybe I'm just an old fart, not comprehending why stuff is so attractive that you have to overpay for it, and then a couple of weeks later you just get it for the regular price. Have a great day, folks. Have a great week ahead of you, and let me know in the comments what you think. I'm really curious. Stay healthy, stay frosty. I talk to you next time. Thanks a lot for listening. Bye bye.